Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to our final episode or final video of my creative exercise series that I'm doing here in my YouTube channel. If you've been following this is based off of a book called Daily Creative by Todd Henry, and I pulled out some prompts that I thought I could use as a jumping point or starting point for my layout. So this time around, because this is my last one of the year, and if you've ever read the book or you've heard me talk about this, this has a creative prompt mostly for creatives that's their job, and there's a prompt every day. And so for my last one, I decided to pick December 25th because why not? So the prompt for the 25th is that it's titled The Gift. Your creativity is a gift, but it's not for you. It's a gift that's given through you to others. Your job is to be a good steward of the gift. Develop it and use it to be a blessing to those who experience it. The qualities of a good gift: it has to be thoughtful, it has to be timely, and it has to be simple. Sometimes complex gifts don't feel like a gift at all. They feel like a burden. How can you simplify your work for others? Your creativity is a gift, but it's not for you. It's for others who will be blessed by your work. So today I've decided that I was going to make a simple page, but it features the pictures of me and my family. I have this frame that I have on the wall in my front room, and it's basically a 12 by 12 shadow box, and that I could put a layout on there. And the last time the one that I have on there at the moment is, I believe it's still from, I want to say 2016. So it's been a while. It's almost, 8 years? No. 9 years? I can't remember. But it's almost a while since the last time that I've changed it. And we just did a photo shoot. I just basically took my family out at the park during the fall time, and then we were dressed in our Filipino traditional clothing, and so I had printed that as 4x6, and then I'm going to use that as my photos. So like the prompt said, that our creativity is a gift to others. It's not for us, but it's a gift that is through us to the others. And as much as that there's an aspect of creativity, I believe, that's for the person that's creating it. There's definitely that aspect of it. But for the most part, I do agree with that idea that when we create art, we create beauty for others, not just for us to appreciate, but more importantly for others to appreciate as well, or to find beauty in it. And so I believe in that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, not more so for the artistic and creative part of it, but it's mostly for the what kind of stories I am able to capture and I'm able to preserve for my family. That's mostly why I do what I do. But anyways, because of the idea of gift, I decided that I was going to make this fairly simple page with the latest photos, and then I will display it in that 12 by 12 shadow frame that I was telling you about, so that I can replace the one that it's already there. And so like I said, these are 4x6. I did trim them down to about 5.5 in length because there was a lot of the greenery on the top, and I knew I didn't need that. These papers are from a paper pack that I got at Michael's a while back. I just like that there's a lot of the home kind of theme on the pages of the paper pack. I also like that there's the flowers, and the color scheme is also pretty nice as well. So I am going to make sure that my pictures are in the center of this layout. And the fun part about this paper that I'm using as a background is already has kind of that bookend of the flower arrangement on the two corners of it. So I really like that, and I'm keeping that. And then I also pulled out one of the cut aparts tags and pulled or cut out a heart from one of them. I thought that that would really be a nice addition to finish off my title. I have these words I and you that I left over from a thickers pack that I have, or thicker set, and so I'm going to use that. I like the gold. I especially was thinking of textures and shiny things because I know that this is going to be displayed in my room, so I wanted to be a little fancy. I also like the houses on one of the papers, and so I'm deciding to cut that up and then use that as some of my accent. Again, I'm going to try to make this page as simple as I can, not like boring simple, but I don't really need to go into like too much of the story here because, you know, there's really no journaling that's going to be here. It's just going to display the photos. That's my goal here, is to be able to display these most recent photos that me and my family have with our fancy clothing too. So I like that idea. And I did print out the rest of these photo shoot, of course, in a 4x6. So I will make most likely a double page layout when it is time for me to create the rest of this. And then I will, of course, add the story that will go with that. But for the meantime, this is going to go on the frame on my wall, which will be the gift part, because like I said before, the idea is that we create and then we give, our creativity is a gift through us for other people. And so this is going to be my gift for my family, so that they can see their fancy pictures on the wall. So as I was looking at the photos, it's nice. I just felt like there needed to be some kind of a darker element that would go in between that pattern paper and my photos, because I just needed the photos to stand out. I did matte my photos in white. I'm not sure if that's what's making me feel like it's blending in the background, but I also like the white framing of each of the photo, especially since this is going to be displayed in my house. I really like the idea of it being framed and framed before I put it on the page. And so as you're watching me put this together, I just wanted to thank you for, if you followed the whole series, thank you for following along this whole year. I've really enjoyed going back into this book and pulling out some ideas of things that I wanted to incorporate in my own creativity. And I really do feel like it made a difference because I was able to think outside of the box. And that's fun part for me when it comes to these kinds of series and challenges, is it helping me think outside of the box, and it makes the idea of making layouts not quite boring because it's not always the same. One of the things that I was thinking about with the kind of bookend flower parts of this pattern paper was that it'd be nice if it could be tucked in to that panel so that there's a little bit of that still peeking out from the background and it's not all covered. So I am just using an X-Acto knife. The base or the cover of my table is a self-healing mat, so I'm not too worried about ruining my table in that regard, which is another beauty of having a self-healing mat as the base of where you're working at. So that's done, and now I can start adding some of my items. I do want to distress this, and I found my Heidi Swap distressor. I toggle between my creative memories distressor and then also my Heidi Swap. It just all depends on which one I can reach the fastest. but I like both of them, and it beats sometimes I also use the scissors, but this one's a little safer, I think, anyways. So now I am going to put these things together. Also, I want to tell you that because of me talking about this book, it made me reflect on some other books that I've read that could be used, or that the ideas in the book could be used for paper crafting and creating. And so I'm kind of mulling over that particular idea and maybe doing another book review and sharing some of the books that I think the ideas within those books would lend really well when it comes to creating and scrapbooking. So make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you've hit that bell button so that YouTube will notify you when I do post my next layout. So my next video rather. And so we're coming to the end here. One of the things that I think that would look really good with this layout is that one of them should be lifted up a little bit so that they're not all kind of in the same level. And so that's what I'm going to do here is I am going to adhere the two bookend photos that I have, and then for my center one, which is me and my husband, I will use some foam adhesive on the back so that it will be raised a little bit and there will be a little bit of a difference on there. So I didn't have you watch the whole me putting a bunch of foam adhesives on there, but it is raised a little bit onto the layout. Now I'm just adding some liquid adhesive to the backs of those leaves so that they don't move. And I did adhere my title and also those little houses like I showed you earlier. Now it's time to decorate a little bit. I am not going to go overboard with this because I know I wanted to keep it simple, like what the prompt says. It doesn't need to be complicated, so I'm just going to put that in. I figured that that gold in the word enjoy today would lend really well as kind of a balancing element with the gold on the I and U for my title. And I did adhere the heart with that bunch of flowers on there as part of my title. And then this flower was just part of that enjoy part. And so I'm just trying to see if I can incorporate that, and I'm deciding to, and that's going to be on the top. Again, it helps balance the colors of those flowers onto the bottom where the heart is, so that you just kind of blends itself really well, because then you see those colors already on the layout. And that's another thing why it's so fun to work with collections, is because you know that the colors of the elements will work really well, and it will coordinate really well with each other. And so now I'm just adding some finishing touches here. I am going to add some pearls to the centers of the flowers, and then a couple more pearls into different spots of the layout, and then I will call it good. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure when I'm going to post this video. If I'm posting this before Christmas, I wish you a very Merry Christmas for you and your loved ones, and I hope that you have a wonderful new year. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.